What is up, OPOR nerds? We are back with another video, and today I'll be going over all of Ice Awakening. So, Ice is a pretty straightforward fruit. It costs about 17 skills without any upgrades to unlock the entire tree, including the Awakening node. And basically, I'm just going to give you a quick rundown of all the skills and the Awakening, and yeah, basic stuff. So, Ice has a total of 4 moves, I believe. You have your Ice Age on your V key, which will have an ultimate bar up top. You'll have your NLMB, which is your Ice Saber, which is M1 weapon. The upgrades, you can add more bleed damage on each hit, or you can get a Saber, which will increase your hitbox. Then you have Freezing Human, which is an RMB skill, and basically increases your defense and creates the frost effect and applies it to the people near you. And then you can upgrade it again for more defense. However, it drains your power rapidly, and since this fruit is heavily power draining, I really wouldn't recommend getting this. Next, you have Ice Time, which is the C skill. Honestly, also a pretty meh move. Not the best, but it does freeze damage, and you do like a small damage amount of kick. We'll go over that. Then you have the Z skill, which is the Partisans. Honestly, the best skill in this. And you have 2 upgrades. Which will increase the number of Partisans launched, or the next one is increases the amount of freezing it does on each hit. Honestly, highly recommend you get the extra Partisans amount. And this is going to be your overall base high damage skill. And lastly, Pheasant Beak is your X skill, which will create a giant bird, which will do heavy knockback and it will freeze your opponent. All these skills, I don't know if it includes Ice Time because this fruit is really old, are dodgeable except for Ice Age. And yeah, so you can dodge Partisans, you can dodge this. I don't even think the guard breaks at max charge. I'm sure it's supposed to do that, but I don't know. Anywho, so let's get us started. So if you press your Z skill, load up your Partisans. It's cursor oriented, so as long as your cursor. Okay. Why was that Dookie? Okay, we're gonna wait for this. Hold on. I think I could speedrun this. Cooldown bar. Nope, gotta wait for the cooldowns. Alright, well, maybe it was the camera. Like, I'm literally pointing it right at them. So, not very reliable, I will say. I didn't even move my mouse at all, and some of them just flew that way and not even hit it, even though the first 2 did. Don't know what's up with that. Here, maybe I'll try shift block. Maybe that'll do it. So, looks like you can't shift lock. Looks like you have to point with your mouse. I guess it's based off of your camera, not mouse. I don't know. It's really weird. But it can be infused with hockey to do more damage. So with my Rio and Conqueror's hockey, let's see how much it does. And it stacks. So the first one's gonna be the highest, and it goes down from there. Overall, pretty decent. Does good. Also, I should mention, this top bar is the ultimate bar for your Ice Age. This sidebar on the left is your Awakening bar. Obviously, one's more faster to upgrade than the other. So next, you have your Ice Pheasant. So with Hockey, this does 53 at max charge. Honestly, really bumps up that ultimate bar. But without Hockey, I don't know how much. Now, the next one is the Ice Kick, and it is super weird. So, without the Ice Armor thing, your NRMB skill, just using it, you'd have to press and hold C, and it'll launch you at them and grab it. And then kick. If you have the armor thing on, you can just grab them instantly. You don't have to charge it up or anything. And that is honestly way more reliable in a PvP scenario than just sitting there waiting for it to charge up. Now, Ice Pheasant at max charge without Hockey. That's the damage, 42. Honestly, decent. However, you can block it, which I don't think the guard break function is in. Can't really test it. Well, I can't test it on my own. Maybe one of y'all can test and drop a comment about that. But yeah, continuing on. Now we have an R&B. This is your Ice Saber. Do 6.3 on M1. As you can see, about 8 damage. And the frost effect is being applied, and eventually he'll slowly be freeze. Honestly, though, oh, not gonna do that. And then to get rid of it, you just spam your fist button and it'll go away. But, yeah, PvP scenario, I don't know. Ice is alright. And then with the ice armor, obviously, this is gonna be your grab. You just grab them. And then you can still miss the kick, but that's just a skill issue if you do that. But yeah, and honestly, you can freeze them. However, it's highly rare you get the full freeze effect. Unless you're like a role like Kuzan, you might get that off on someone in a PvP scenario, but you're most definitely not doing it with just base ice. See? Alright, but yep, this is ice, pretty chill. Got the ultimate bar now, so with this, I'm not gonna use hockey. Ice Age, press and hold V, you'll have this red thing. Blah blah blah. Ice Age will do that, and then it has a big AoE, and you can't jump it. I think you can future sight it though, so honestly, not that good either. Let me farm my Awakening bar up, and I can show you what it does. Now, I will say Ice Awakening does come in super clutch, just for the fact that it doesn't guarantee free Ice Age when you awaken. So if you already have your Ice Age bar, your ultimate, or if it's not even filled, just Awakening will just fill that up almost instantly, especially if you're playing it with multiple people, like in a gladiator match. Ice is pretty nice. You can just third party everybody and get your damage up. But yep, Awakening is so slow. It'll be faster in a PvP scenario. And then you can also combine your partisans with clicking, so while you have them in combo, I guess that's fair. And just because you have your ultimate bar, you still have to wait for 45 seconds for your Ice Age. But yep, once you awaken, here I'll crush it. We can see the damage. Alright, so press P. Awakening. What am I doing that? I am staring at the sun. That's a cool animation, I guess. And then look, you can Ice Age again. Double Ice Age. Pretty solid. Let's see what other things you get. I'll just go over the buffs for the Awakening. So you double click the center node. So it looks like upon Awakening, Ice Age, radius, yeah, up. Your movement speed now increased on ice. Press F, L, and B to perform an ice burst, knocking back nearby opponents, applying frost. Ice time now freezes a random limb, guaranteeing either 80%. Okay. I believe ice time is the C LMB skill. Gotta hurry because it's Awakening bar. Yeah, okay. So we'll test the C LMB skill. Doesn't freeze a random limb, so I don't know if that thing is added or not, but yeah, it... Actually, yeah, it works. It's just not visually, but yeah, my damage is up as you can see. Well... I don't know. It doesn't look like the visuals there. Alright, and then, well, we have F, L, and B. Pretty cool, pretty cool. 11-second cooldown. As you can see, frost is being applied to them just for being near me. And then I believe there is one more. You can dual wield now. So when you awaken, chance to apply frost when hit your opponent, your block. So when you're blocking, you can apply frost to your opponent. There's a chance. You get 2 extra partisans automatically. You can hold Ice Saber to summon a second blade, and then grant an X/weapon skill. Your pheasant will now charge at 20% extra non-ice attacks, deal 10% more damage to opponent. Hence why my M1s were doing that much. Shooting partisan and pheasant in the water will create a block of ice on the surface. Yeah, you can create an ice path to walk on, and I should say your ice armor will also allow you to walk on water. Then your ice age increases and 50% by size, and your ice age now sticks opponents to the ground for a few seconds with a cooldown. So I guess it's just for awakening and not just normal ice age that does that. But okay, let's see if we can dual wield. I am pressing it again. It is not letting me dual wield. That's not the X skill. I guess dual wielding might be broken. Well, it looks like it's broken, so I can't dual wield. But yeah, honestly, the awakening pretty solid, pretty solid. If I had to put it into a tier list, I maybe put it B, mid B tier. Maybe I'll do that eventually for a video. I don't know. But until then, I will maybe showcase Devil Fruits. However, their awakenings until they add a command. I'm sorry, guys. I am not writing all the Devil Fruit awakenings. But yeah, there's Ice Fruit. Honestly, Ice alone on its own, probably C tier. Awakening, B tier. Not. What's up, guys? Future me here. So while replaying the video back, I realized that my alt account had rubber fruit. So, and for some reason with that, the Ice Age didn't do damage to it without hockey. I think that's a bug right now, so hopefully they'll fix that. But if not, this fruit is kind of trash. I ain't gonna lie. But yep, there you have it. I hope you enjoyed. Comment, like, subscribe, and let me know what I should do in the next. See you.